Michael Matheson has finally resigned as Health Secretary, months after it emerged that he was dishonest and misled Parliament over an £11,000 iPad bill he charged to taxpayers. Hamza Yousaf described Michael Matheson as a man of integrity and honesty. How much does he now regret those words?
First Minister.
Madam Presiding Officer, and we Dougie Ross there. I'd like to also extend my condolences to the family of Mr Rawlinson, who was brutally killed in Elgin, and our heartfelt thoughts go out to him and his family, and indeed to the bus driving community, of which I'm also part of that community, because I come from a long line of bus drivers. In fact, my uncle still drives a bus between Islamabad and Karachi. I've no a dinner jacket, and or Uncle Nae Jacket as we call him. So I know what it's like to be a bus driver, and well, I don't, because I don't drive a bus, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to extend sympathy here and pretend I've got empathy. Also, I hear that Charlie Boy has got the cancer, so that's not looking good for him, is it? We're thinking maybe an extra public holiday in May, but we'll see how that goes. I did hear that Harry was over expressing his disappointment to William that William's dad was ill. But anyway, to get back to the point at hand, what was the point at hand, Dougie? I've absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Oh, integrity. Yeah, we've none of that. No, I'm great.
I appreciate all the time you've given us. I just got to ask you one last question, and that's about someone who's very famous in the United States, probably not here, Evan Gershkovich, who's the Wall Street Journal reporter. He's 32, and he's been in prison for almost a year. This is a huge story in the United States, and I just want to ask you directly, without getting into the details of it or your version of what happened, if as a sign of your decency, you would be willing to release him to us and we'll bring him back to the United States.
Мы столько сделали жестов доброй воли, что, мне кажется, мы исчерпали все лимиты.
We have done so many gestures of goodwill out of decency that I think we have run out of them.
President Putin has been interviewed, and he's now blaming the conflict on the United States and Britain and NATO expansion. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, it's clearly ridiculous. Russia conducted an illegal, unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. I'm proud that the UK has stood strongly with Ukraine from the beginning. I was there earlier this year, the first foreign leader to visit. It was my first visit of the year to announce significant military support to Ukraine and also a broader security relationship with them. We can't let this type of behaviour go unchecked. It impacts all of our security. We've already seen the impact it had on everyone's energy bills, and that's why we're working closely, not just with the US, but with allies around the world to give Ukraine the support it needs for as long as it takes to repel the Russian invasion.
I'm surprised that he's not more appreciative of the geography of this. The Red Sea is a very long way in the case of where these attacks are taking place from Gaza.
Netanyahu says that he has ordered the IDF.
Hostage negotiation. I'm sorry. I'm of the view, as you know, that the conduct of the response in Gaza, in the Gaza Strip, has been over the top. I think that, as you know, initially the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. I talked to Bibi to open the gate on the Israeli side. I've been pushing really hard to get humanitarian assistance into Gaza.
He even put his preliminary signature on the document I am telling you about. But then he publicly stated to the whole world, we were ready to sign this document, but Mr. Johnson, then the Prime Minister of Great Britain, came and dissuaded us from doing this, saying it was better to fight Russia.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 9 o'clock on a Friday evening. It's pouring with rain here. It's freezing my nuts off. How's it for you, Ben? I bet it's cold there too. No, it's not.
It's also pouring with rain here and I'm freezing my friggin' nuts off.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is All In with John and Ben.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Hey, Ben.
Hey, how
Ben,
are we?
We have world-shaking news, do we not? World-shaking breaking news from the desk of Ben. Ben, give us the news.
What?
Real review.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. You have done us an absolute solid. You have been our heroes over the course of the last 24 hours, and you have pushed the second channel over 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. It means the world to us. It really, really does. And you all mean the world to us as well. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
There you go, from the words of Ben. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Welcome everyone in the chat. Tony, Andrew, Julie C, Amy, Militant Mushroom, Beats and Types.
Speaking of Amy, if you guys can see there, she's got like a little star next to her name. And you get that by clicking that little join button and becoming a channel member. You get a little star next to your name. Do you want a little star next to your name?
No, I don't. Oh, well, no, sorry. Yeah. Obviously, of course, some of those people in the chat that don't have stars contribute to Veridora. They're a
Totally.
Veridorian citizen. And
Yeah.
that's a good thing as well. Right, let's get on with it, Ben. So
I think there's a lot to unpack tonight. I mean, you're going to have to take us on the journey. I watched it once, and by it, I mean the Tucker Carlson, Vladimir Putin. I don't even know if we're allowed to say his name on this platform, nor do I care. Interview. 2 hours and
did you watch it
7
all
minutes.
last night, yeah.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing in one sitting.
Yeah.
I did it in one sitting.
I watched
and-
it live and then I watched it again this evening.
Yeah. And as Militant Mushroom says in the chat, first and foremost, let's address the meltdown. The meltdown, not just among idiots,
Yeah.
but the meltdown among the I guess mainstream media and idiots are kind of synonymous, aren't they?
Tell you
But-
what. Let's address something first. Boris Johnson,
Right.
you're a fucking liar, because we have been banging on about you doing exactly what Putin said you did for the last 2 fucking years.
On this show, and people can go back. There are many episodes of this show where we said exactly this. Now, first and foremost, let me get this out of the way. Do I believe any of what Putin says? Now, that's a tricky and complicated question, because I don't believe anything a single fucking world leader says. I think they're all lying shitbags. But we're going to unpack this, and we're gonna
Right. So,
try and get through it.
So to be fair, right, you could skip the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a history lesson that has, to my mind, and to Tucker, who did question him at the time, no relevance whatsoever. Because who cares? I mean, who cares? I mean, look at any nation. It's got a past, and it was usually ruled by someone else at some point, right? So,
Let me interject for a second, though.
what does it matter?
Let me interject
Yeah,
for a
go
second,
on.
because Putin is not young, right? He's probably about the same age as Joe Biden. He's an old man. But I will give credit to just how detailed he was in his historical retelling, how much knowledge he has, and how much love he clearly has for his own country. That shone through with this history lesson. And you know what? I kind of agreed with Tucker's initial thoughts that he was simply doing it to filibuster the interview. But then he went on for another 90 minutes. So
No, I don't think he did it to filibuster it, but I think he did it to try and set the scene. But to be fair, I don't think the scene needs set, because who cares? Who cares? We're living in a modern age, in a modern context, so you have to go with how the things are now, not how they were.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, fine, go back to the end of the Cold War, the breakup of the Soviet Union, whatever. Go back to that. That's relevant. Go back to 2014, the coup d'etat. Because that's relevant. In fact, we even made a video all about that. You know? But you didn't need to go back 1,000, 2,000 years of history as to why Russia and Ukraine are the same country. Nobody gives. Nobody cares. You know? We weren't. I'm not interested in it. Ed was.
No, I'm not interested.
Ed loves that kind of shit because he thinks it's brilliant at getting all this history, but who cares?
Well, see, I'm not interested, because also the fact of the matter is that going back as far back as he did go, pretty much every nation on this globe would have reshaped their geographical borders in that time. It's not something that's special to Russia in that respect. Okay, just because your geographical borders looked one way 1,000, 2,000 years ago, well, so did everybody else's. So, you know, Tucker asked the question. He asked Putin, should like Poland and Hungary go and take their bits of Ukraine from 1,000 years ago back?
What he actually said was, have you offered?
Yeah.
Have you offered Poland and Hungary parts of Ukraine?
But if everybody were to think about reshaping their geographical borders to that of 1,000, 2,000 years ago, the world would look very different to what it does now.
Yeah.
So I think it's a nonsense. I don't, like as you say, I don't think it was at all relevant, because what your borders looked like 1,000 years ago is not what they're going to look like now. I just want to interject once again and say good evening to Shalini, who is in Venice this evening.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Right, so next, after that, what happened after that? He started he started going on about Maidan and all that, and then Crimea and the Donbass, and I mean, we know why he's alleged to have, we know why he has moved in, but as I watched the interview, what came across to me more than anything was the fact that he's playing a game. He's sitting there.
Of course.
But he's sitting there as a chess master, and he's just moving pieces on the board. And you know what? Ukraine's a big piece, and he thought, it's quite obvious now looking at it. He sat there, 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, still smarting about 2014 because our friend Victoria Nuland went in there and rejigged, ripped away a pro-Russian elected president of Ukraine, ripped him away and installed their puppet. So the US did that. They managed the colour revolution. Whoever backed it, Nuland was there talking about it. That clip that you saw in the pre-roll was Victoria Nuland actually saying that in a telephone conversation. When they were talking about who would be in Ukraine's government. What's it got to do with her? But she picked who was in the government in 2014. So
yeah.
So I think he was still smarting about that, and I think he's been sitting with the chessboard out, and he's thought now's the time, because he's looking at America, he's looking at Fester and Joe, who's not getting any better. That guy's in dire strait. So he's looking at America, he's looking at the fall of American hegemony, he's looking at the fall of the dollar, he's seeing that, and he's right enough in this respect, that the sanctions have now given Russia the #1 economy in Europe,
Yeah.
He's sitting there with his pal Xi on the sidelines, and he's not really his pal, but he's a convenient neighbour and someone that's handy to have on side. So he's making all the right moves with the rest of BRICS. He's sitting there thinking, this is I'm getting payback. That's what he's doing. I think he's getting payback.
Well, I personally think what I took away from his attitude towards the West was that he feels personally hurt by the West.
He's been snubbed.
Because he asked to join NATO. He said, and Bill Clinton allegedly said, that's something we can do. And then comes back the next day with the heads of the intelligence agency saying, no, you cannot do that.
Well, but that's not new. That's not new either, because we know that Russia had asked to join NATO.
Yeah.
So that there was nothing new in that interview, and I think, regardless of whether you think Tucker should or shouldn't have done it, I think it was quite an interesting interview from the point of view that he didn't really say much. He did give us a fair bit of history that we didn't need because we already knew it, and what he did do, though, was he exposed himself as he's basically the Grand Master. He's the chess player, the puppet master, if you will, of that part of the country. And I think he's got aspirations to be one of the leaders of the new global world order, because he came across as a bit of a globalist.
Well, he certainly came across, he kept saying things along the lines of, we are currently two hemispheres of one whole and we need to work together to become one whole. And he certainly wants or alleges to want a global defense pact of some kind.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does, because I think, and I'll be fair, I think this has done him well, because having an existential crisis makes it very easy to control your population. You know, to have people that are fighting against you, that are calling you out, it makes it very, very easy. And that's why the UK and the US are jumping on the coattails of Ukraine, because it makes it easy to control a population when you're talking about having to conscript and Russia's coming to get you, you know, the big bad. You know, it just makes it more. You can't control happy people. That's the problem. And all these guys don't want happy people. And the thing is, they might talk about it, but they don't mean it. They don't want happy people. They want people that are in fear. And they want people that are looking to the government to save them. But remember what we tell you, there are no saviours.
No, and for those who think that Vladimir Putin is some kind of savior, because there are people that think that, no. He's just another world leader. And, you know, they've all got the same aspirations, really. And those aspirations are personal power. Once they get a taste of it, once they get a hold of it, they don't want to let it go. They simply don't want to let it go. Now, am I saying that what he said wasn't true? Well, I don't know. For the life of me, I don't know the truth of any of it. I wasn't there.
What did he actually say? I mean, really, what did he say?
Well, when he's talking about things like the denazification, like we do know that there are Nazis there, right?
Well, that's a given.
In Ukraine.
That's a given.
That's a given.
Yep.
Right? We know that they are there. But
actually,
how widespread is the problem?
Can I interject
first
slightly?
And foremost?
Can I interject slightly? So some lefty, and I'm going to say it, and I'm sorry, Ben, if you take offence, but some lefty idiot, right, on Twitter today said, so what? There are small pockets of jackbooted Nazis in every nation wandering about. No, there fucking isn't.
I mean, let me just say, I've lived here in the United Kingdom my entire life, nearly 35 years, and I have not seen a contingent of jackbooted neo-Nazis walking around just yet. I've not seen that.
It's like it's mental. I mean, these people have lost it.
I've certainly not seen, big public celebrations to the birthdays of bad people in World War II. Stepan Bandera, was it? Stepan Bandera?
Stepan.
I've not seen anything like that here in the UK. I'm just saying, I've not seen these things. I don't know whether or not they're there, but I've not seen them.
If they are there, they're pretty well hidden. And I don't think you can travel around Europe and not find small enclaves of neo-Nazis popping up at every street corner, like Hasidic Jews. But anyway, sorry. And I'm sorry to interrupt, Ben, but I just had to get that in.
No, but I think you're right. It is a ridiculous statement to make. It is absolutely ridiculous. Are there people who subscribe to that ideology within like our nation? Yes, but they're going to be very, very tiny in number. They're not going to be contingents that pop up and have little marches and rallies. We've not seen that because it's not the case. In Ukraine,
he didn't Sorry, he didn't touch on the biolabs much, did he?
Didn't touch on them at all.
Which I thought was quite poor, because they are a given as well. I mean, even Fauci admitted they were there.
Well, let me first. Although Tucker Carlson pushed back against Vladimir Putin a lot more than I thought he would, first and foremost, it still to me felt like a softball interview.
Yeah.
It did.
Imagine if we were there. We'd be in the jail right now. Going,
We would be in the jail because
what have we done?
Yeah, that's not the question I asked you. I'm just
Imagine, look, Vlad, play the game, man. Maybe we should get Vlad on and interview him.
Yeah, of course he's going to come on our show, isn't he?
It'd be good if he did.
I will say, I will say, like I said, I believe it was a softball interview. Unfortunately for Tucker, but then again, I guess he likes being alive.
Yeah.
But people are wondering. Hundreds and hundreds of Western journalists have allegedly put in requests for interviews with Vladimir Putin, and they've all had a no. And apparently Tucker Carlson was handpicked to give this interview by Vladimir Putin. And I think I know why. And it's not for the reasons that the mainstream media morons are saying. They're because he's a puppet of Putin. Well, first of all, he has had a kind of pro-Russia stance in this conflict. That is true. He's certainly, at least given them a fairer shake than most. But second of all, Tucker Carlson did something that none of those other Western journalists would have done. And I think it was probably a condition to the interview. He did not edit a second of it.
Yeah.
He recorded it to tape and he released it from start to finish without any of the mainstream media trickery, where they will ask you one question and you'll answer it, then they'll ask you another question, but then what they'll do is they'll cut it up so that the answer that you gave to a different question appears to be the answer to the question. None of that trickery can be done when you do an interview in this way. And this is why when Channel 4 contacted me and asked me to go on a documentary, I said to them, I will come on your documentary. I will talk to you. I will give you everything you want to know. If you play everything I say verbatim without edit. And they said, no.
Well, if they're not going to do that, then why would anyone go on such a program? But they all do it. That's the problem, and that's why the things we go on are they are always done live.
Yeah, always done live. Yeah.
When we go on TNT or previously Sonia Colton and all that, it was always live streamed.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm pre-recording interviews more now. However, I'm not editing. The only edit I did with the interview with Jimmy from Prime Time with Alex Stein was I cut in a couple of clips from his show.
Yeah.
Not a second of the actual conversation was edited out. Could have got a job with Phil and Holly. Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, that would work. Look at Ben with his freshly shaved baby face. He'd be prime. He'd be primed for Philip. Philip would be all over you like a rash. You'd be getting groomed. You get some special after hours tuition, shall we say? Right.
I'm a little bit scared now. You've taken it a little too far.
But I always do. So yeah, and you know what? I don't think Tucker knew what was going to go down anyway when he did the interview. Really, because Putin can be a bit. He can be a bit difficult at times. If he gets feisty, you don't want to be on his wrong side.
Yeah.
But generally, he seemed to be in a fairly reasonable mood.
But like I said, going back to his demeanor, you could tell that he was.
Oh, he was totally
upset.
In control. But he was totally in control.
Yeah, it was he was in control, for sure. But he was upset with the West for reasons of rejection.
Yeah.
So that was my main take, and the fact that he's really pissed off with Boris Johnson. And then the other takeaway, furthermore, was that he's ready to negotiate.
Yeah, but he was ready to negotiate from the word go because he didn't actually want. I mean, I still firmly believe he didn't want the war. He wanted to move in, do what that had to be done, and then negotiate the settlement that Johnson screwed up. And you know, I mean, I don't know how many times I need to say it. We told you this had happened. God knows how many times.
Over and over and over again. And then something that you all hate me saying and telling you over and over again is hit that goddamn like button. Let's move on. Anyway, John.
Yeah.
Are we done unpacking this interview for today, or do you think there's more we need to unpack?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit more, right? Because I want to talk about him asking to take Evan home.
Yeah.
I think that was an ill-considered move.
I actually think it was a genius
No,
move.
I don't think it was. I think it was pretty stupid because you're dealing with people's lives here, right? And regardless of what you think of Evan, whether he is a CIA asset, whether he's just been a useful idiot that the CIA have leveraged, or whether he's just a journalist that got asked to do something illegal and then got charged with it and ended up in jail, or you think the whole thing's fabricated. It doesn't matter what any of those are. What Tucker was doing was using one person's life as a cheap gag for clicks and likes. And I think that was wrong. I really don't like the way that he did that, because there is no way that Putin's going to turn around and go, yeah, on you go. Yeah, have him. You know? I mean, he said stuff about letting him go, but I think Tucker made a big error there. And you could see that it pissed Putin off as well, because Putin didn't want to have to answer that question.
No, but the reason I will push back against you, and I'll kind of disagree with you, is because that question wasn't for Putin. That question, the reason he asked that question was to take a shot at the mainstream media. Because the mainstream media have been spending all of this time leading up to this saying, Evan Gershowitz is a real journalist and he's in prison. And Tucker Carlson is a fake journalist and he's getting to interview Putin. Yeah, so I think the move was genius in that respect.
I still don't think it was, because it doesn't come across like that. It comes across as a cheap gag. You know, it doesn't. In my view, it just didn't come across genuinely, and it really cheapened the whole interview, because what was the point in asking it? It just looked like he was trying to wind up Putin more than anything. You know,
I do hear where you're coming from. But also, if you take that stance, that it just appears he was trying to wind up Putin, then let's say that's true. Then how can what the mainstream media say about Tucker being a Kremlin asset be true? Because a Kremlin asset would not be winding up Putin.
Well, hold on. First of all, no one's claiming that. Well, certainly, we're not claiming Tucker's a Kremlin asset. I don't think he is.
The mainstream media are.
Yeah, but the mainstream media think that Joe Biden is perfectly capable of running the country, even though he's apparently not fit to stand trial.
No, and he's also he's not capable of running 100 yards, let alone the country.
Yeah, exactly. So the problem is the mainstream media are. Well, we know what the mainstream media are. They are nothing but the propaganda tool of the government, right? Regardless of what country you're in, regardless of what mainstream media is, apart from maybe Australian Fox News, right? But
do you mean Australian Sky News?
Sorry, Australian Sky News. But apart from them, everybody else seems to be, the mainstream media propaganda wing of the government, and that's it. That's all they are, because anybody else that says anything controversial is someone on the edge. And by on the edge, I don't mean GB News, because they're just as bad as the rest of them, right? I mean,
I want people to understand this. GB News and Talk TV are mainstream media.
They are. Yeah.
They are mainstream media. They're fully Ofcom regulated. They're on all of the mainstream platforms. They've got proper channels. They have to adhere to the same stuff that Sky News, BBC, ITV, Channel 4, and all that waffle do. They are mainstream media. They may try and dress up and decorate themselves as something else, but ultimately they obey the same masters. They are mainstream media.
Yeah. So I think that'll probably pretty much do for the interview just now. You think?
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly going to be more to unpack, I think, over time, because it is a 2-hour slogfest.
Oh, yeah.
And many of us here did sit and watch it all the way through. I don't think it achieved anything, if I'm personally honest with you. I think it was good to hear what he had to say. Am I a believer of what he had to say? I go back to what I said right at the very start of this show. He's a world leader. So automatically I am on the back foot and suspicious. I don't trust any of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not telling you to be that way. That's just how I am. It's strange. It is strange that Tucker Carlson was granted this interview. Yes, I think the reasons that I stated are very valid, that he gave a full uncensored recording that he put out without a single edit, but maybe it is time for Big Vlad to start talking to other outlets. I don't know. What about you, John?
Well, Putin did say something in the interview that was, I think, factually correct. And when he was asked about, if he knew who'd done Nord Stream, why didn't he present the evidence? And he said, look, it's very difficult to fight against a propaganda machine like the USA. And he's right. That is, because the USA is indeed a propaganda machine par excellence. Really is.
I mean, he actually pointed at Tucker and said, "You."
Yeah, you did it. Yeah, he did
you
that.
did it.
Yeah,
you did it. Oh yeah, and the other thing was, Adam says he mentioned the CIA. He actually mentioned the CIA right at the beginning of the interview when he said to Tucker, "You were trying to go into the CIA, weren't you? But they didn't want you."
Yeah, but you know what that was for? That was to put Tucker on the back foot as well. It's to say we've done a background check on you, and
we know everything.
We know where you live, and we know what your kids' names are, where they go to school. So you better behave yourself, boy.
Yeah, pretty much. Anywho, right. What else you got for us tonight then, John?
Oh, well, I tell you what, we've got some other stuff. So Iran, Russia, China are conducting a joint naval exercise in the style of the one that NATO's conducting just now without our aircraft carrier, because it couldn't leave dock. But yeah,
again.
But yeah, so this is the first time they've done that, and Iran's playing a bigger and bigger part in these trials and exercises, and it's well seen that China's just trying to protect its investments, basically, because Belt and Road spent a lot of money in that area. And they want to be able to open that up as a conduit, a corridor for world trade. Because, I mean, you think Putin's playing chess, but remember, Xi is playing Mahjong, right? Now, if you've ever seen Mahjong, I mean, chess has got what? How many pieces? Chess got 64 pieces or something? Mahjong's got like 5,000 pieces. It's just mental, okay? So Xi's playing the long game. He is playing the long game, and I think he genuinely sees himself as the global, the global leader, and it is coming to him because things like Russia, baiting, and I think Putin has baited America into this Ukraine thing, and it's worked out pretty well for Russia because I've never seen a country subject to so many sanctions do so bloody well. And
I agree.
You can't, I mean, regardless of if you've got half a brain, all you need to do is look at what's going on in Russia and the outputs and the figures. And unless they are lying through their teeth, right? And
which I think China are.
But China do, because China have, remember Mianzi, right? China need face, so China can't be seen to be failing. So China will lie to, Chinese will lie to you. There is no doubt there.
Of course. I think China are lying through their bloody teeth.
I think the Russians are more stoic, and I think genuinely the sanctions haven't harmed them because they've had to look inwards, and that's improved their own structure. And I said this last night on the show with Ed. I think there should be an element of that in every country, because you never know when things are going to go against you, and to not be able to make steel, to not be able to mine or drill for oil or gas or coal, right? So to not be able to use these resources in an emergency, it's folly. It's folly. So why would you not keep some semblance, even if it is centrally controlled and government run, to the point where it's not a effective, economy, but it's there as an essential if required. Even things like trains and stuff like that. Don't let private companies run your trains down to nothing so you can't use them for shifting things around, because
yeah, exactly.
It takes a long time to build back an infrastructure. Look at America when they eventually entered the war, right? And they went on to, they were probably on a war footing for a couple of years building up industry before they actually entered, to be fair.
Yeah.
And look what we had to do. We had people growing things everywhere to try and feed ourselves, and we had all the women out in factories making munitions and.
I mean, I'm gonna address Paul J in the chat, and then not gonna trip again. Two names that are new to me, but hello there. Paul J says everyone thinks Russia builds missiles out of old fridges and washing machines, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Russia is well stacked.
Yeah,
absolutely correct. And I mean, as Putin himself said last night, they're the ones with the hypersonics. They are probably way further ahead than us militarily. Than we would care to admit, and our nation would care to admit. And they're not going to trip again, says Putin gave a history lesson. My university professor had nothing on him last night, and he certainly did. Certainly did give a history lesson. Before we do continue, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that supported us over these past few weeks and helping us grow this little channel. We are getting there. We are being able to have bigger conversations with more people. We're branching out, and we can only do that because of you. And we just want to say a huge thank you. And obviously, if you want to support us further, there are ways to do that. You could super chat, hit the join button. There's Ko-fi, there's Patreon. Links are in the pinned comment or chat comment. John, let's move on.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to dip into Formula One briefly, right?
Why?
Because it's news, and I like Formula One.
Okay.
And I don't care that you don't.
Okay.
Right. So, Christian Horner, the team principal of Red Bull, has been accused by an unnamed female employee. Now, they did say a disgruntled female employee of doing, what would you say, of inappropriate behaviour, of a semi-sexual nature, in that basically he's been sending photos of his junk, allegedly, right? And this happened while they were on a ski trip in, in the off-season or whatever. So, Christian Horner's denying this, obviously. You would deny it, whether you'd done it or not, I would think. But he's denying it vigorously. But the company aren't really standing behind them. They're kind of saying...
But they never do.
Well, the company are saying, it might be better if you just actually resigned and fought this privately.
Right, this keeps happening. This is not isolated to this one incident. If somebody gets accused of something, I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard of a channel, a YouTube channel called Screen Junkies. They do the honest trailers. They were run and owned by a man named Andy Signor. And he was accused. And what did they do? They fired him. They absolutely fired him. And what did he do eventually after hundreds of thousands of dollars and lots and lots of time? Proved his innocence unequivocally. Okay.
But it still ruined his career.
It's ruined his career. I mean,
and
he's
his
got
life.
He's got his own new YouTube channel called Popcorn Planet that's doing pretty well, to be fair. He does pretty well over there. But the point of the matter is, Screen Junkies went on. They're worth millions and millions of dollars, and they just left. They just abandoned him. And this is not an isolated incident. So if people are accused, it doesn't even have to be a credible accusation.
Exactly.
It just has to be an accusation.
Exactly.
And then that's it.
That's the problem. That's the problem, because this happens all too often to people that are in positions of power when a company wants rid of them.
Yeah. I just want to address not gonna trip again once again, because I don't think we've ever been called cool cats before.
Oh,
and you know what?
Thank you, ma'am.
Said hello from Philly, PA. I'm assuming that's Pennsylvania. I could be wrong. Found you cool cats last night. Was a good convo, so thought I'd head on back. Thanks for the welcome, and thank you for coming on back. And we're here live every Monday and Friday night, the same time, 9 p.m. UK time, whatever time it is over with you. And I hope you stick with us. I do. So thank you. Honestly, it's nice. It's nice to get new people. Yeah.
As they say in Scotland, get up here.
As they say in England, cheers, old fellow.
I did not show my junk to that woman. As Robinson. Yeah, okay, so
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
So things aren't going well for Ursula, are they? Ursula von der Leyen.
Ursula von der Leyen?
Yeah, they're not going well because apparently she's caved into the EU farmers. Pardon me, they've cut out the requirement for the 30% net zero cut, you know.
They say that, but is this just...
Well, you're right. I mean, you call me cynical, right? But you can't...
I'm very cynical.
You can't turn around and say, we've given them basically what they want, and then not give it to them, because then you get found out as complete and utter fucking assholes.
What, you mean that they get found out?
Yeah, but...
as what they are?
Yeah, but they can't... I mean, generally, if they cave, they cave, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you know what? If she has caved and she means it, damn right, because net zero is a race to the bottom. It's absolutely a race to the bottom. It is a race to living back in caves, essentially, and sitting around the campfire, because we do not have the capacity to get rid of fossil fuels.
Right. See, you're overthinking this again, because no, you are, because net zero is not about climate change, right? It's not about the capacity of fossil fuels or how to provide alternative energy. All it is a fear factor to keep you in control. That's all it's for.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And everybody else that runs about pulling their hair out, like Professor Alice Roberts or whatever her name is, that ginger twat, right? She's always banging on about it, and she weighed in against who was it? She weighed in against? I can't remember. Maybe it was Tucker or something like that. Oh no, it was about Rishi Sunak. She goes, Rishi Sunak's got a spot on GB News. And somebody replied to her, goes, well, they put you on the TV often enough. Why shouldn't they put him on?
Well, exactly. I mean, they put her... Remember when they put her... They put her on a show where they got a load of people who hadn't had a certain...
Woo!
From Robin Go Cool Cats 5.
Excellent, Robin. That's the first this year, I think.
Much.
Yeah.
I believe that is the first this year. Thank you very much, Robin. Calling us Cool Cats twice in one show.
That's cool. I like that.
Twice in one show.
Cool. We're gonna have to. You're gonna have to do a cover version of "Cool for Cats."
Is there a song called "Cool for Cats"?
Oh my God, Ben! Really?
I'm 34.
People, educate them.
don't tell John.
Was
Just
it
because
Squeeze,
you're
I
ancient
think?
and just because you're ancient and decrepit.
Was it Squeeze? I think
Okay.
it was Squeeze.
Anyway,
Shalini, yeah, it was Squeeze. Shalini knows that as well.
Okay, somebody send it to me at the end of the show. There is an end of the show song tonight. It's my tribute to Linkin Park, which I recorded in one take just before the show. So there will be an end of the show song. I'm doing this because I know Shalini loves the music. And she has kept us in line these last few weeks, hasn't she, John?
Yeah, whatever you say.
Say thank you to her, John.
Thank you, Shalini. Yeah, Spencer, that's right. Sweeney's doing 90 because they got the word to go. Cool for
Cannot get
girls.
this. I just cannot. Oh, I know the song. Yeah, I know it.
Hey, that's a first. I actually sang a little bit of a song and he recognised the melody.
Yeah.
That's blown my mind.
I said it in the chat. You know, on Thursday night, I was in the chat, right?
Yeah.
And I told them that one of the end of the show songs coming up is going to be sung by you.
Yeah, is it? Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that.
They're all expecting it now.
Yeah. Right, anyway, so yeah, we'll see what happens to the EU farmers. I'm not sure if the British farmers got past their meeting in the Welsh Community Centre. I don't know what happened there. Maybe they had a cup of tea, somebody staggered out, shagged a sheep, that was that, all done. That is Wales after all.
Well,
mind you, they get beat at the rugby, so they'll probably still be in mourning down there, won't they?
Yeah. Did you know Willem Dafoe was at the rugby?
Well, no, I did not. And
Willem Dafoe was at the rugby in Wales.
Why?
This week. He's just sitting there with his weird Willem Dafoe face. Just...
Imagine sitting there beside him or near him going, "Yeah, I think that's that guy for the deer hunter."
That's the Green Goblin.
Well, have you seen the deer hunter? Oh God, you wouldn't have seen the deer hunter.
I've not seen the deer hunter.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Right, what do you mean who beat Wales, Shalini? Who do you think beat Wales?
John gets to celebrate something.
By all of 1 point, but it's the winning that counts.
Doesn't matter if it's by 1 point, you either win or you lose.
That's it. And Wales lost.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Where are we? Biden. So last night, just as we were closing the show, we touched on the 25th Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we're thinking, you know, maybe it's time that somebody started thinking about, you know, pulling out the 25th, and we wakes up today and bam, it's all 25th Amendment. Because
and you say maybe it's time. It was time before he ever took office.
I know.
And that's not conspiratorial or anything like that. And I'm not saying anything was stolen, but what I am saying, right, is that the man's got no mental faculties about him. He's clearly demented. He's got dementia. He's had dementia the entire time, including when he was campaigning to become president. Oh, I know. Let's just put a lid on our campaigning at 11 a.m. every single day. Okay?
Imagine if we put a lid on our work at 11 a.m. You wouldn't even have started.
Harold, we're getting to Abdul Azidi. Just don't
chill out, mate. Chill out.
We're getting there. We're easing you along. We're edging you to the end. Don't worry. We're getting there. Have you got any funnies tonight, John?
I don't have any. Well, I might have stuff in. I don't have anything to show. No.
Okay. This is quite a serious show, to be honest.
Well, I think we're having a bit of a laugh, mind you. It seems quite funny to me.
I'd enjoy it. I like this. I like this format. It's nice to just have a little chit chat, a little chin wag. And interacting with the chat a bit more than usual.
Yeah.
because-
I mean,
and once again, guys, it's really nice to see some new names in there. So thank you.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's
thank
cool.
you.
Or maybe pull some slides out and some videos for Monday. How does that sound?
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. You got the weekend to put something together.
Yeah, put something
You
together
can
over
work
the
on it.
weekend, work the decks, you know.
You know.
I don't even know what working the decks means.
He just made that up. We just had a
Woo!
super chat from Shalini for £10. Treat yourself to coffee, lads.
Oh, you should have
Thank
given us
you
more than a
so
tenner if you wanted us to get a coffee these days. I'm not far wrong, Ben. Come on.
Well, I, for one, appreciate
No,
it. Thank you very much.
Don't get me wrong. Don't think I don't appreciate it, but you know, it's these days the way you drink. You know, I mean, when Ben goes into the coffee store, it's like, you know, 4 pumps of this, 3 pumps of that, hot chocolate, marshmallows, cream. You know, his bill comes to like a 15 quid on its own.
I mean, he's just making shit up, but
I'm not far wrong.
I have a latte with
That's
1
true.
pump of caramel and 1 pump of vanilla. What I have?
You had
Caramel
hot
and
chocolate
vanilla.
the last time. You had a white hot chocolate thing.
Oh, yeah, I did. That was fucking gorgeous. Yeah, I did have that. Yeah, you're right.
And that wasn't cheap. That was over a fiver.
Did you know that Costa have released hot milkshakes? Okay. We are going to cover them on the Real Review. So
Hot
there is going to be a
milkshakes?
video about Costa Coffee's hot milkshakes. We're going to order a few of them. We're going to take the camera out. And we're going to review them for you on the Real Review, so you don't have to.
Okay.
Um.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. Right. So have we finished with Biden?
White hot. Hold on.
Oh no, Biden.
Shalini's-
Sorry.
Wait. Shalini says white hot chocolate. What the actual fuck is that? Heaven.
Just
is
white
what
hot
that is.
chocolate. White chocolate.
heaven.
Hot. I mean,
Heaven.
the words are all there. White chocolate. Hot.
It is absolute. It's heaven, is what that is. Anyway.
Oh, Adam.
Yeah,
Shut
Biden.
Up. Shut up, Adam.
Biden.
Right, Biden.
I mean, if anybody else wants to super chat tonight, feel free.
So Biden talks to dead people.
Yes, he does.
He can
He's
see.
a Biden.
Not only can he see them, he can talk to them because he
He's
said
Bruce Willis, baby.
he said he had a conversation with Francois Mitterrand. Francois Mitterrand died in 1996.
Yeah.
So President Joe Biden, who, by the way, did you know, cannot remember his vice presidency now. Right? So he can't remember his vice presidency. He's been ruled not really. They're not going to take him to trial for any kind of impeachment nonsense because he's really not fit.
They actually said that he had classified documents. He disseminated classified documents, but he won't get in trouble for doing those things.
These are the ones he had in his garage.
Yeah.
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 And also he was talking to Helmut Kohl as well, and Helmut Kohl is also dead. So,
Well,
I think Joe's getting near it.
We also saw in the intro clip that you played that he was talking about the president of Mexico when it came to Gaza.
Yeah. But Grant Shapps took the biscuit in the intro clip, didn't he? You know, the Red Sea's not that close to Gaza.
Good old Grant. Good old Grant.
No, the only reason Israel's rubberizing Gaza is because they want to build a canal through it to the Red Sea.
Yeah. By the way, that is that might be an exclusive, actually. I mean, this is mostly about the Ben Gurion Canal, isn't it? Let's face it.
Well, yeah.
It's mostly about the Ben Gurion Canal.
Yeah, because if they build a canal through there, that takes all the traffic away from Panama, not Panama, Suez. Right?
Suez, yeah.
I'm now Joe Biden, but I'm getting there slowly.
Well, the problem is you've got age mixed with alcohol. So
Yes.
That's quite a dangerous combination.
Yes, it's probably true.
That's true.
I mean, maybe it's time to pack it in.
The age.
The alcohol.
Oh, shut up. I'm not fun when I'm sober. Anyway, so people tell me. Right, so Uncle Joe's been talking to the dead people. So what's going to happen? Right, he can't run. So what are they going to do? Are they going to pull him and put Kamala in for like a couple of months or a couple of weeks or something before?
Look, Kamala can't run for president.
No, I know she can't, but they could pull Joe and put Kamala in as VP pro tem while they get someone who can actually. Well, it's going to be Gavin Newsom, and who's the other guy?
Andrew Yang.
Oh, who's going to run? Oh, it could be Big
Buttigieg.
Mike. Big Mike and Gavin are going to go for it. That's what it's going to be.
I don't think Michelle Obama will run for president. I really don't. I think you're wrong on that one.
Maybe not this time, but 4 years down the line, maybe.
I just think. I don't think that she wants that shit.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, okay, right, okay.
But
Well,
Gavin
speaking
Newsom,
about,
I think Gavin
he does
Newsom, I
want it.
think he's a dead cert.
Yeah, he
I
does
think.
want it.
Yeah.
So what about Johnson, right? Because this Putin thing came at a really bad time for him, because Sunak had actually just said that there might be a route back to the cabinet for Johnson.
There needs to. Okay. Now, don't take what I'm about to say here as me supporting any of these people, but there needs to be a route back to the cabinet for Boris Johnson. In fact, there needs to be a route back to the top job for Boris Johnson, because if there is not, the party is done. And they know it, because the only reason they won that landslide 80-seat majority was because of that one man, that calculated buffoon, Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson. When they went to the ballot box, they were not voting for their local Tory MP. Whilst they were putting their local Tory MP down, their vote was for Boris Johnson.
Of course it
was not for the local MP. They wanted Boris Johnson.
See if he does come back, right? There could be a swing. I mean, I know you guys think that they'd be mad, and they would be mad.
Love him.
But the public freaking love him, and you guys aren't the public because you guys are switched on, right? You guys you know what's going on. But you know what? If he comes back, the Tories have got a chance. As it stands just now, they're dead in the water. Dead in the water.
They are dead in the water. They are. Well, they can't run Rishi Sunak. They cannot. They cannot run Rishi Sunak. He cannot run a general election campaign because he is so hated. I mean, even his own party voted for Liz Truss over him. But people don't, many people, this is gone from people's memories.
Yeah.
Liz Truss was the Prime Minister for about 5 days at one point.
Yeah. But, I mean, it doesn't matter what Boris has done in the past. Look how he behaved before he became Prime Minister, before he became the Lord Mayor of London, right?
Yeah.
The guy was a complete buffoon, a complete arsehole. I mean, he shags anything. I mean, he would shag a barber's floor. You know, I mean, the guy is a walking stick of testosterone. And yet,
I don't know how.
I don't know how either. But look at him. And the thing is, if he comes back, the public would vote for him.
Yeah, they would. They absolutely would. All he's got to do is get out on the campaign trail and act like the buffoon that he is and go out and shake hands, and they love him. I mean, even remember, okay, this is an example.
I'm gonna ban Adam from the chat. In fact, I'm just gonna ban Adam because
just leave Adam.
He's doing my nutting. He gets on these stupid mental breaks. He's having a psychotic episode, I'm telling you.
He's been having a psychotic episode for the last 4 years. Okay? But he's a lovely man. He's a lovely, lovely man.
Yes, but he talks shite.
Anywho, the public love Boris so much
Yeah.
that this is on video. This is real. That even when someone is being drug raided,
Yes.
and Boris Johnson is with
Why
the
not?
police,
Wagwan Boris.
Wagwan Boris. They were drug raiding and arresting this guy.
Yeah.
He sees Boris with him. Wagwan Boris. That's how much the public fucking love him, and they do.
They do love him. They do.
I mean, I'm not one of them. I don't love him. I think he's a cold, calculated, nasty piece of shit.
Oh yeah.
But
the thing is, we're not here. We're not here to put forward people as our favourites or whatever. We're here to tell you what's going on in the world, and love it or loathe him. The guy gets the votes in. He really does.
He does.
Yeah.
Robert Wolstenholme says, "I would not let Boris kiss my baby."
I'd let him kiss my baby before Joe Biden.
Yeah, I was about to say that. We are going to be hopefully very soon, once it's all approved, because I've been waiting forever, launching a new line of Chasing Dissent merch. Some of you in the chat will know what I'm talking about, and some are waiting to actually buy it. And I think it's going to be pretty popular, John.
Yeah, cool.
So just watch this space, because we've got some actual merch.
You can't go back. Well, actually, I don't know. Can you go back to America once you've renounced your citizenship? Can you apply for it to get it back?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Because he gave up his American citizenship for tax reasons, basically.
For tax reasons. But I don't wish to pay taxes on my London home to the U.S. government.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm actually with him on that one. Even if you're an American citizen, if you buy a property in a country that's not the United States, you should not have to pay taxes to the United States government on that property. That is absolutely ridiculous. But then again, all taxation is theft, people. Taxation is theft. You get taxed every which way up your ass, anywhere you go. How much of your pound is actually yours after it's been, income taxed, value added tax, tax at the petrol pump, tax if you're getting cigarettes?
Less than 40%, probably.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on. Kazakhstan had a law in place that they would chemically castrate people that interfered with kids. Okay.
Right.
And the public think that's not good enough, so now they're going to cut the pieces off.
I don't even think I want to comment on that.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you the news. So if you're convicted of that kind of crime in Kazakhstan, you will lose the junk.
I mean, the only reason I don't want to comment on that is because what I want to say would probably get the channel banned.
Right. Well, don't say it then.
Because I agree with it first and foremost.
I thought you weren't going to comment. That sounded like a comment.
I'm done.
Right. Okay.
I'm done.
So, where are we? Did you see the orcas that get caught in the ice?
Yes.
Right.
I'm being told to be quiet.
Oh, don't put a bit of tape over. Oh, good. Put gaffer tape over his face. Thank God he's not got any facial hair. Anyway, so the orcas that get caught in the ice. Now, there's a conflicting they're saying that they probably escaped because the ice was thinning, right? And then other people are saying no, they're all dead because they got caught in the ice. What do you think? Now, apparently, Russia were actually asking, what's that country called, Japan, if they needed help.
Yeah.
But Japan's like China, Mianzi. They don't face. You got to keep face. So I think
we've got to save the whales ourselves.
Yeah. So I think
Although Japan kill a lot of whales, don't they?
They kill a lot of dolphins.
Well, there was a South Park.
They do kill whales as well, but they kill an incredible amount of dolphins.
I was going to say, there's a famous South Park episode where I think Stan goes and joins like a team of eco warriors that are trying to save the whales. And every now and again, these Japanese people just turn up on their boats going, "Fuck you whales! Fuck you whales!"
Well, I mean, Japan will eat anything. I mean, some of the stuff that they eat, you can't even identify it, you know?
Well, I mean, there are many countries in the world, Poland included, that eat whale blubber. As one of the courses of Christmas with Poland, the old whale blubber.
Useless facts that will come back to haunt you and that you'll never ever need, but you may win a pub quiz with at some point.
Whale blubber.
How many courses does a Polish Christmas
12.
have? The 12 courses. The 12 courses of Polish Christmas.
On the 12th dish of Christmas, my true love gave to me a goulash full of peas.
Right, okay. We don't need any more. No more, please. Right. So, Alkali Abdul. What happened to him? So the police are now saying they think he's thrown himself in the river and he was drowned, right? Rather than
basically they've lost him and they've got no idea.
You know what? I still Sherlock Holmes has been on the case and said, if he's still alive, he's being harboured by person or persons unknown. Well, he's not. He's being harboured. I'm pretty convinced he's in a mosque.
Well, that's a possibility, of course. But let me say this, and I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I'd like to address the Metropolitan Police directly here. Metropolitan Police, this is entirely your fault, because for the first 24 hours, you knew this man's identity. You knew what he looked like, and all you said to the public was, "We're looking for a man. If you see a man, then call it." What fucking man? Okay, what does he look like? What's his name?
But even worse, once they released the picture of the man, right, he doesn't have a fringe like that anymore.
Well, no, but secondly, they could have said from the word off, even if they didn't want to fully describe the man, they could have said, "We're looking for a man that's walking around with half his fucking face hanging off."
Yeah.
That would have been a good start.
He's probably in Yorkshire. They all look a bit weird up there.
But the Met Police did not do that. Instead, they let him get away.
Yeah.
They let him get away. If they had released that information and they had his ID, they knew who he was from almost minute dot. If they had released that information immediately, this is the man, Abdul Azadi. He's got half his face hanging off. He's somewhere in the London area. It's been an hour, so maybe it's been an hour. He's probably still in the area. Likelihood is he would have been caught. But no, they were so afraid of, I guess, the racists being proved right. I don't know. But
I don't understand this, you know. I really don't understand it. What's the problem with just describing someone for what he is?
I'm sorry, but this is entirely on the Met Police. This is entirely on the Met Police. And if those little girls and that woman never get any justice for the horrific injuries that they have sustained, it's going to be the Met Police's fault, because they were too cowardly to just identify or even describe this man. They knew, like I said, one of the most basic things they could have said. Half his face is hanging off. He's on CCTV just walking around a Tesco.
Yeah.
Half his face hanging off. I'm pretty shocked that nobody did call the police then and go, yeah, I'm in Tesco and there's a guy walking near me and half his face is hanging off.
They'd be thinking zombie.
Perhaps.
Speaking about the police, that was quite nice what Rick reposted today when I had a bash at the police the other day on TNT.
Yeah.
TNT.
It was.
Not TNT. Is it TNT? Yeah, it's TNT.
TNT. Today's News Talk. That's what TNT stands for.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So
where
thank you.
You're becoming quite the regular, aren't you, John?
Oh, did I detect a little bit of jealousy there? A little bit of the green-eyed monster.
No, not at all. I'm actually glad that it's you because I don't have to get up in the morning.
I know.
But no, but I do turn on, and the thing is, I'm also doing things in the background. Obviously, I'm heavily involved in running the other channel, and secondly, I'm starting to land interviews. I'm starting to land interviews for this channel.
Yeah.
Most of which will be pre-recorded. I've got a woman coming up next week. We haven't set an official time that we're going to record yet, but we've got a woman called Heidi Briones who has agreed to interview and jump on from the United States. I've reached out to Alex Stein. We'll see if he...
yeah. I mean,
he follows me on Twitter now.
We've reached out to quite a few people, and some of them just really let us down, didn't they?
Well, I tell you, Father Calvin Robinson has let me down this week.
Yeah.
He said.
Right.
He
anyway,
said,
where were we? Zelensky. That Ukrainian general guy's been fired.
He's been fired. Is that going to cause a coup?
I don't think so. But what's happened is that the guy that's now in charge piled a lot of people into Advika. And Russia promptly dropped some huge bombs on them. So I think effectively what it did was Zelensky knew what was going on, was holding people back and not putting them in harm's way, and this new guy's just basically unnecessary death. It beggars belief, you know.
But the thing is, I think it's all unnecessary death, but that's just me. That's just me. I think it's all unnecessary. I think it's a damn shame.
But this is what happens in the world, mate. I mean,
I know.
Young poor men die for rich old men. That's what happens.
Yeah. There's no fucking way I'm dying for you, John.
you completely missed the point there.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
Because I'm not a rich old man.
I'm just an old man.
Exactly.
I'm not a rich old man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. What, you know, as System of a Down say, why don't presidents fight the war? Why do they always send the war?
Well, why would you? Why would you when you've got a man to do it for you?
Well, exactly. And I contest that we should stop fighting the wars of world leaders who just want to swing their dicks about. But that's
I think we should. So, another needless death today. A migrant killed by electric shock atop a Eurostar train at Paris station. Man was killed by electric shock after climbing on top of a station in the Eurostar. Now, I know that these guys are. I know these guys are like doctors, lawyers, and nurses. But you'd think
laugh.
But you'd think they would realise that one, Eurostar does about 120 mile an hour or something.
Yeah.
Right? It's not fast. A slow train. And then it's powered by electricity.
From above.
Which comes through those big wires. And if you get too close to them, they'll arc and ground themselves.
What happened? You will go pop like a party pop.
Yeah. You'll just basically cook rather quickly from the inside out.
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably not feel much, to be honest. It will be quite instant.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yeah, it's a horrible way to go. It is a horrible way to go.
It's horrible for the people who've got to clear up the mess.
And the delayed service.
It puts a dent in the schedule, doesn't it, old boy?
Let's not. It is sad, right? And that is morbid comedy that you're hearing from us right there. We're not serious. That is morbid comedy because I had to. Speaking of which, I had to say something to Matthew Stedland earlier on. That man is a twat.
Okay. Yeah, well, we know that. The man is a twat.
But he said that Rishi Sunak should not be able to make jokes about certain people who might have
transitioned. That whole thing was just a nonsense.
Of course.
I mean, the whole thing was a complete and utter nonsense. It doesn't matter who's in the gallery, right? And I don't like, I don't like Sunak. I can't stand the man, right? But all he did was rip into Keir Starmer for making U-turns, right? This was nothing about what they're trying to make it out as.
The only person that politicized anything was Keir Starmer, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Right? He was, if anybody should be, had a go at, it's Keir Starmer, first and foremost. Secondly, and I had to say this to Matthew Stadland, right? When it comes to comedy, when it comes to joking, when it comes to anything like that, either it's all okay or nothing is.
Yeah.
Because if you want your special interest group to be exempt from comedy, then the next special interest group comes along and says, well, they've got special treatment, we want special treatment.
Yeah.
And then you get BBC comedy panel shows. And that's what you get as comedy. I'm sorry, but comedy is meant to push the line. It is meant to be edgy. And do you know what? I'm gonna let you into something. Comedians generally don't mean what they fucking say. Okay? Like when I just said that thing about the schedule, I didn't mean it.
It's a comedy.
Okay?
Right, but have you seen some of the comments on Hamza?
Yeah, but they're stupid people.
I've started putting comedy, satire, and parody in like capital letters.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to.
Right. Thief who stole 22 packs of Lurpak worth 95 quid. Now, that's quite concerning in itself. That's
very concerning.
22 packs of Lurpak butter is worth 95 quid, right? While serving a suspended sentence for, and this is the rub, a violent cheese raid. Copywriters, context is important. Putting all that together. Punctuation, no. Comma, nothing, right? There's no such thing as violent cheese. This is why punctuation is necessary.
It is. Well, let's face it, the mainstream media are shit.
Yes.
They are. The mainstream media is populated by what I like to call dumbasses and Mariana Spring.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So, in the Brookfield High School in America, 9:30 a.m., tampon dispenser was installed in the boys' toilets.
I saw this.
By 9:52 a.m., the tampon dispenser was destroyed in the boys' toilets, and tampons were all over the floor. Boys will be boys. There you go.
Well, boys will be boys. And what the hell is a tampon dispenser doing in the boys' toilets?
Right, talk to me about. Did we talk about Gina Carano?
She is suing Disney
on Monday. No.
No, we didn't talk about it.
Right,
no.
you may talk about her then.
Well, Gina Carano is the actress. She was in The Mandalorian, which was one of the only good Disney Star Wars things to have been made so far. I'll have you know. She was fired for some social media posts which were uncouth and, you know, perhaps rubbed some people the wrong way. In fact, specifically for posts on X/Twitter.
Yep.
Elon Musk said a few months ago, if anybody has been punished for tweets they've made on this platform, be it fired from work or whatever, and you'd like to sue, I will pay your legal fees.
He did say that. He did say that.
And guess what he's doing? He is paying her legal fees. But one of the clauses, one of the things she wants in her lawsuit is to be recast as Cara Dune. She wants a job back.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Which means, by the way, she is willing to get back on good terms with them, despite what they did to her. Because if she's willing to work with them again, you know, I think that she's certainly being the bigger person here. But what they did to her was wrong.
Yeah, of course it was.
They shouldn't have fired her. I mean, she had her own show lined up called Rangers of the New Republic. It was meant to be her front and center, Cara Dune, Gina Carano. And that was cancelled. She was fired. Kathleen Kennedy, the head of Lucasfilm, personally wanted this woman gone because she is a conservative. Yeah. And that is basically all it boils down to. She is a conservative, and Lucasfilm is wildly far left as an organization. And Kathleen Kennedy made it her mission to get Gina Carano gone. I don't know if this lawsuit has merit. I don't know if it wins, but it's happening. She is filing the lawsuit. She is suing them. And we'll certainly keep an eye on it and we'll see how it goes. And especially, we'll keep a bigger eye on it over on the other channel because it's more pop culture stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And once again, thank you for the 1,000 subscribers. Really appreciate it. Really do.
So,
made me smile today.
Do you remember earlier on in the week when Julia Hartless-Brewer said, "We absolutely are at war with Putin"?
What you mean when I absolutely ratioed her?
Yeah. Well, see, this is the problem because, and I think this is actually, to go back to the interview, I think this is part of the issue with why everybody's cracking up about Tucker interviewing Putin, because as far as all the Western governments go, we are at war with Russia. It's just we, the people, you know, the people that count, the people that pay their wages, the people that allow them to do what they're doing, we don't think we're at war with Russia. But
because we have to declare war.
Yeah, but your leaders firmly believe they are. That's the problem. And Julia Hartless-Brewer being one of the shells off the mainstream media, right?
Oh, so say she's not. Oh, Talk TV, not mainstream media. You know, I believe Piers Morgan's quit, hasn't he? Has Piers Morgan
he
quit
has.
Talk TV?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. And then he's going to do his Piers Morgan Uncensored on YouTube. Good luck with that, Piers.
Yeah. Good
luck being uncensored. Well, it's not that nobody will watch him, right? It's good luck doing anything uncensored on this platform.
You can't do anything uncensored on YouTube.
We don't. You guys get this show completely ad-free because...
Yeah, because it just wouldn't make... It doesn't make money anyway because of what we talk about.
I mean, when we got 15,000 subscribers, we might turn the ads back on. But at this point, there is just absolutely no point in inconveniencing you guys with ads when we get barely anything for it. It's as simple as that. We put ads on the videos because for some reason the videos are generally all okay. But Julia Hartley-Brewer is an idiot.
Hartless-Brewer.
Well, I think I've basically called everybody in the mainstream media an idiot tonight because that's what it's populated with. I mean, look, you've got Owen Jones.
Tom Harwood, we'll see.
Tom Harwood?
Yeah.
Benjamin Butterball.
Benjamin Butterball. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You remember when Mary McCallan, SNP, member of Scottish Parliament, was said that the SNP was regularly contacted by world leaders for advice. You remember, Hamza in particular, right? You remember that? Yeah. Right. So someone put in an FOI request asking to see the letters and the requests that had come in from world leaders for advice. And the Scottish government could only provide one letter, right? And that one letter was a single letter sent by Hamza Yusuf to the Zambian head of state with details of a renewable energy centre.
SMP, baby. SMP.
Unbelievable.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful thing. Right, how much have we got left then, John?
Well, I think we're pretty much done. Biden, we've done the Orcas. We did Holly Valance on Monday.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty much. I think we're pretty much done, mate.
Oh, we're pretty much there, because if so, then I want to extend my gratitude once again to everybody that's popped in, got involved in the chat tonight, and those who have either donated on Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/chasing Dissent. You can join on Patreon as well, patreon.com/chasing Dissent. Those who have sent a super chat tonight, wow, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. We will be back here Monday night at 9 p.m. And for your song of the show, it is a very, very quickly thrown together tribute to Linkin Park. John.
Well, as always, thank you for attending this Chasing Dissent. All in. Number 72, I think. And it's been great. For you. Oh, wrong button. Hello, Ben. I've done a nearly seamless show.
In this farewell, there's no blood, there's no alibi, 'cause I've drawn regret from the truth of 1,000 lies. So let mercy come and wash away. I face myself to cross out what I've become, erase myself and let go of what I've done, put to rest what you thought of me. Well, I clean this slate with the hands of uncertainty. So let mercy come and wash away what I've done. I face myself to cross out what I've become, erase myself and let go of what I've done.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay.